Hi friends, I'm Jinder Philip. In this video, I'm talking about creating a website using Django Python. For that, in the files, create new project. A new dialog box will appear. From that, select Django and rename the untitled to the poll site and click on create. Creating environment variables. If you are using terminal or command prompt, we will have to create the virtual environment explicitly. Now the ID is ensuring that Django is installed in the system. It's okay because it is a temporary issue because due to network problem. Okay, now we can see that a poll site directory is created. Inside the poll site directory, we can see a virtual environment directory created. Next, for creating the app, we have to take the terminal. Inside the terminal, we have to type python space manage.py, which is has the settings of the application, space startup space polls app. The polls app is the name of the application that we need to create. When we do this, a new folder is created named as polls app, which contains different files like init.py, admin.py, apps.py, models.py, views.py, etc. Now we have to create a new file, new Python file. Name the new Python files as the URL of the file, that may be the polls url.py or url.py. Open the file. Type URL patterns is equal to path we are using this for mapping the sites or pages. The path is imported from django.urls, which is a package that is used in Django, and takes the settings.py in the poll sites folder. Create new field there with the polls apps mapping, that is polls.app, sorry, that is polls app, which we are doing mapping here. Next, we are going to link the URLs. For that, open poll sites URLs files, and you have to edit this URLs files. You have to add some more things like path and give the arguments for that. By doing this, we are mapping the application to the URL. It's path poll app slash include poll app dot poll URL. That is, we are doing that. We are importing this from the polls URLs. Okay, now we can see that admin is imported from django.contrib, and the path and include is included from the imported from the django.urls, and the poll app is imported from the folder. Now opens polls URLs of the views file of the polls app. Define a function named welcome, which will be called when the request is passed to the server for viewing the website. Now we provide the return as HTTP response, that is the response that is given to the request. Here we are giving the response as welcome to polls app. We will get this when we run the server. Import the from Django.http, import HTTP response. But if you don't import this HTTP response, it will error occur. After creating the welcome function, we have to open the polls URLs and give the arguments to the path which is given in the URL patterns. But the first argument is set as null, and then use.welcome function is given as the second argument, and the name of it is given as welcome. Then urls.py file of the poll site is opened, and the polls app dot poll URL is imported to the file. That is, the poll URLs data should be available in this. And take the terminal, type python manage.py run server for running the server. Now a link will be given. By clicking on the link, we can go to the web page. See, here we can see welcome to polls app. Oh, we have to add the templates and HTML. For that, we have to select the templates folder in the poll site directory and create a new Python HTML file. Name this file as index.html. Here we can see a HTML page that we are giving the title as poll app, and inside the body we are typing welcome to poll app and saving this. Next we will go to the views.py in the poll app directory and clear the return HTTP response and give render and give the path to the HTML file which is in the template. By doing this, when we request to the server, the web page will be with the index.html will be opened. Now we can see that. Okay, welcome to polls app is in the website. Next is creating models and migration. For that, we have to take models.py application file, and we want to create a class named questions, and the arguments to that is models.model. Next, a question text variable is created which accept character field of maximum length 2000. That is, the question text variable will accept only character field with the 2000 maximum length. Next we want to create another class, that is class choices with the models.model as argument. A variable question ID is created which accepts foreign key, that is questions comma on delete models.cascade functions will be called. Next is question choice text. It accepts character field with 1000 maximum size. That is the maximum size of the character that is to be applied to the choice text is 1000. Next, a variable votes is created, and this is created to note the number of votes that is given or voted. That is assigned with the value of integer with the default size 0. That is the default size of the vote is 0. The next operation that we have to perform is to make migration. The migration is made to save the performance that is done. Sorry, not the performance, the actions that is done. For that we have to type python space manage.py space make migrations. Then we have to type python space manage.py space migrate. Now the migrations is okay, that we can see that applying the settings and the migrations are applied and the actions are saved. Next operation that is to be done is to create the super user. A super user can be also called as admin, which has the superpower over the system. For creating the super user, we have to type python manage.py space create super user in the terminal. Then they will ask the username that should be provided, that we can give as admin, and the email address is asked. We can give it as admin@admin.com, and the password is asked. Yeah, we can provide the password. There is an option whether we want to bypass the password validation, that is according to our choice. If we want yes, we can give y, else we can give n to avoid the bypass validation. Next, open admin.py file of Pulse app. In that, import admin from django.contrib and questions from .models. Admin site.register constructor is called with the parameters questions, and again that constructor is called with the argument choices. And in the terminal we have to type python space manage.py space run server. Now we will get a link. When we open in that link, we can see that links bar admin. We can see that Django administration page is opened, and we can type the username and password to authenticate into that. Next operation that is to be done is creating questions and choices. For that we have to open the admin page of the Pulse app and select on the questions, and we can add the question in a text field corresponding to question text. We are asking that is apple red as a question. Next we can select We can come back to our IDE, the PyCharm IDE, and open smalls.py of the pole sites, sorry, poles app, and define a function inside the class questions. Which returns question text. That is the question we provided on the admin page will be stored onto the database corresponding to the question text. Here inside the class choices we are creating another function with the return value of self.choice text. That is the choice we are adding here is saved to the database. And we are selecting the choice, adding, and here we can add the choice. Yes, yes. Like this we are adding different choices and questions. Okay, here the choices and questions are given. Now we can go to the polls app, and next operation to be performed is adding questions to the HTML. Select the views.py in the polls app directory. Import from model. Import questions, choices. That is from the model, that is the database, we are importing the questions and the choices. Now we are editing the function welcome. The question object is equal to this. We are creating an object. Question object is equal to questions dot objects dot all. That is the all questions are taken. And the return render functions argument is saved with the question. The question tag is also given with it. Now select the template directory and open the index.html. We have to clear the we have to add another field like a list. We have to embed a code snippet into that. For question in questions, we are embedding a for loop in this, that is for questions in questions. We are providing a list with the questions. By giving this code, different questions are embedded to the HTML file. Now we can open the website using the link given. And we can see the questions are given to the polls up page. If you want to add another question, we can move to the admin page and add the questions using the question text corresponding text field. And we are adding is today sunny, and we are saving it. See, the is today sunny is we are hyperlinking this to a see blue color hyperlink is created for this is apple red and is today sunny. Next operation is getting choices and questions into the HTML. For that, open the templates, create a new Python HTML file, name it as choices.html. This is used for providing the choices for the voting. Open the index.html, rename the href with a code snippet with the URL, get choice, qsg.id, that is the question ID. Open the polls URL from the polls app, use the path, that is the question ID. So you start with choice, take the use.py, add another function naming get choice with the argument request and the questions. The question object is created. With the argument as question ID, it returns, this function returns a web page, that is when the request is accepted, that is choice.html. The choices. Now open choices.html. In the title, add choice.question text. In the body, we have to add a heading with a snippet choice.questions text. That is the question will be provided in the header. Inside that snippet, we have to add a for loop with the question in choices. This for loop is provided in an unordered list. Inside that, and another list is provided with the choices. That is the different choices that are given in the models. We are providing the input type as the radio. That is that we can select the appropriate choice with the ID as choice. Inside the ID, we have provided a for loop counter which counts the in which option we are selected. That is the choice we are selected. For creating the choices into the HTML, you have to open the views.py file of the polls app, create a label, inside the label we have to create a for loop with the choice, for loop counter. Inside the code snippet we have to add cost tst.choice text. Now you can see that the choices are added to the HTML. Yes, no, I don't know. We can choose whether the choices. Next is the final step in the site creation. That is in the choices.html. We have to done some editing. Open the browser, reload it, and see whether the choices are added or not. Inside the body part, we have to provide a form, and this code snippet that we are added previously should be embedded between this form, and the method to this form is set as post. And the action should be set as urls.what choices.id. Next, after the for loop, inside the form, we have to create input type is equal to submit, value is equal to what, that is for a submit button, and we are creating a path inside the polls.url, that's in the question id. The parameters are given as use.what. Next, inside views.py, you have to create a function voted with parameters question id. We have to create a question object of the class. The question object is created with the questions.object.get question id. That is the relevant question id. A try block is executed. Sorry, a try block is given. The choice object is equal to question object dot choice set dot function request dot post choice questions. The accept block is given. With the choice object dot does not, if the choice object does not exist, return render request comma choice dot html. That is, it will, the choice dot html will be returned with choices. For the try another else statement is given with the choice object dot votes plus is equal to 1. That is, even times whenever we click on the vote will be added with 1 and it is saved. Now inside the views.py we have to add a if request dot method is equal to post, and we have to embed the below statements into this if statement. That is, if the method that post is correct, only then this codes will execute. Now we can load the page. There is some error. Okay, we have to type python space manage.py space run server. Okay, link is provided. We can move into that. Is apple red? We have to vote to that. Yes. Click on vote. Some error. Okay, csrf token is missing or incorrect. Okay, we have to add the csrf token into this. That is, inside a snippet we have to add csrv token. Okay, that much is enough. We can reload it. Okay, is apple red? Yes, it is set. And thank you. This is the final polls app that we have made, and our project is almost complete now.